sometimes a kid needs a bath when they need a bath, but like generally bath is bath night, right? Like
I don't know.
For most
Wrong?
For most kids, it's like you give them a bath after dinner because they're gonna make a mess, right?
Wrong.
Why do you keep saying wrong?
Because you keep saying right. It's one of my pet peeves.
Okay, sorry.
We digress.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sitting... Oh, you know what? I didn't do that yet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sitting with Superheroes. My name is Mattman, Sir Capes a Lot. I'm the comfortable Cape Crusader, and I fight the things that keep you up at night. And I'm part of the Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture Dream Team of Lake Norman. We're just north of Charlotte. The Dream Team kicks butt. We got your game plan for better sleep and comfy home furnishings. I'm also part of the FAM crew, fam.news, furniture and appliance and mattress industry info, intelligence, and all really amazing people. But that's why I do this show. I love sitting with superheroes, and today I'm sitting with one. His name is Zach T. Moore.
Chowdy.
Oh, chowdy, Zach! Firing me up. You're using my language. Do people need to know?
Know about chowdy?
Chowdy.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
You know, well, what is the word chowdy to you? Like, give me the definition.
So I believe I'm not the originator of this term. I believe it's supposed to be a greeting and a goodbye in one.
It's a North Carolina aloha.
Yes.
So it's chow and howdy stuck together because it's really efficient to say hello and goodbye in one word. I'm the inventor.
Yeah.
I tell people it's a North Carolina aloha.
Yeah.
But then I'm just jealous that in Hawaii they just say one word for both.
Right.
It's really efficient. So, well, chowdy.
Chowdy.
All right. So Zach, how you feeling today? How'd you sleep last night?
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Like
What could I have done better? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you do have a small child.
Yeah, he's starting to become a large child, but
He's a growing child.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't sleep great.
No, I'd give, I don't know, 7 out of 10's good.
Okay.
Depends. How do you?
7 out of 10 ain't bad. Is that a song?
I think it was 2 out of 3.
I don't.
Meatloaf.
Listen. Mathematics. 7 out of 10 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Mathematics.
Yeah. I think 7 out of 10 is good though. We're just conditioned to think that 7 out of 10 is bad.
Yes.
Are you guys in the middle of something? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sean is needing you because of a problem with a customer.
Oh.
Whenever you get a second.
15 minutes?
15 minutes, okay? Sean?
I mean, we can always cut it and you can come back.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
I mean, I tried. I really tried. So, but we are in a showroom environment here.
Yes.
There's things going on.
There's customers outside.
Yeah, people would assume that I'm just like sitting here all day, like making videos, but we like run a business, the Dream Team. So
You run a business. I sit here and make videos all day.
Well, it's more like, there's so many things to do. So, all right. So
Let's get into it.
I'm knocking things around. Sorry, I didn't even know my own strength. Apparently, I'm a 10 out of 10 for my sleep.
Oh,
That's me brahming. Okay, so Zach, you scour the internet looking for things that I might not be able to see. You're pointing out the things on
what
the
are you,
internet.
blind?
I'm not omniscient or ever present. I'm just.
You're not like Santa Claus.
And he's next level sleep superhero.
Santa Claus?
Yeah.
You think he just sleeps the whole rest of the year?
It's not that. It's just like, how about this? In November, December, I was on this streak for like 6 weeks. Every time I called or texted my wife, she was taking a nap or about to go to bed or sleep of some kind. Mm-hmm. And so then, and she's like, how do you do that? Like, why is it? And so then I even texted or was sending a voice message to someone else last weekend, And it's the same thing. They're like, I was telling them a statistic. They asked me about naps, and I found the statistic, and I sent them the thing. And they're like, oh, man, I'm going to take a nap. I was actually physically taking a nap, like getting ready to take a nap right now. RN. Wow. I was like, yeah. Like, I mean, Santa Claus is really, like, that's a Santa Claus level skill. I only kind of know it from people that I know, but he knows when everybody is sleeping.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
And he sees you when you're awake. Like, he knows. I think the C is proverbial. Like, he just knows when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake.
So he's just up all the time, though.
No.
When does he sleep?
Dude, it's like dark at the North Pole, like 22 out of 24 hours a day. So, like, he's probably got a good 10 to 12 hours in there. He actually doesn't tell me. He just laughs.
Santa Claus?
Yeah, when I ask. So, I'm working on it. Anyway, I digress. So, what did you find on the internet today?
Yeah. So, keeping in with a workout theme, our last episode we were talking about working out.
I was getting pretty fired up.
Yeah. This person says, does anyone else find that they have to sleep a lot when they work out regularly? I can survive on 6 to 7 hours of sleep when I don't work out, but when I begin to hit the gym 3 to 4 times a week and run occasionally, my body quite literally demands at least 9 hours of sleep.
Wow.
I've been trying to fight it, but it's been taking a toll on my body. I feel incredibly fatigued. I can barely focus and struggle with emotional regulation. I thought it would pass after a few weeks, but it's already been 2 months and I'm still a sleepy potato. Their words. Sleepy potato. I don't think I've ever heard sleepy potato before.
And so then you just sent this to me.
Sack of potatoes.
They also say, I also suffer from depression, so I've been wondering whether it's really the workout that makes me feel exhausted or my mental state. Medication also messes with my sleep, so in that I consistently get very little deep sleep. Either way, I'm ridiculously tired all the time, and it's affecting my work negatively. Just curious if anyone else has this problem, and if so, how do you deal with it, become a more functional human being and gym goer?
I wonder how hard it is for this person to wake up.
Damn.
Like, I wonder if that's why they're fighting it. Because they said that, like, if you need to sleep 9 hours after you work out, why fight it? I guess, like, let's assume that you have the 9 hours to spare, right? Like, why fight it? But then they also mentioned having depression, and I wonder if they're just worried about, like, am I really sleeping that much because I'm working out that hard, or because, like, I just don't feel, emotionally okay, and my brain and my body is just like, I just want to stay in bed all day and do nothing, and then that makes me feel bad because I'm depressed, right? So I wonder if this person kind of has a little bit of, like, almost fear of spending too much in bed because maybe of their depression, right?
Well, I tell you what. So
we've all been there.
We're just gonna. So this is from Reddit XX Fitness.
Yeah,
which we were assuming is a ladies' fitness.
Yeah, I think
subreddit.
XX means 2 chromosomes.
2 chromosomes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it says,
we're a community targeted at female, gender non-binary, gender conforming Redditors to discuss fitness.
Right.
So, so this is a lady,
woman or non-gendered person.
Yeah. Okay, and then so on this fitness, let's just go straight to the comments, because this is what, whenever we see a headline, whenever I see a headline on my phone, I'll read it and then go straight to the comments to see. So, did you find any reasonable comments on there?
Well, this person says, when I'm attempting 3 reps or 5 rep maxes in big lifts, I can sleep 9 to 12 hours, or I have to sleep 9 to 12 hours or I'm wrecked. So this person seems to say, like, if they're really pushing lower rep but high weight, then they have to sleep a lot. This person says, they also feel like they need to get 9 hours of sleep. They continue, I never thought it had anything to do with working out, but come to think of it, most of my friends feel like they need to sleep less than me. I work out 7 days a week for an average of 10 hours a week. So they're what is that, like an hour and a half a day?
Yeah. Well,
esque.
Dude, I mean, so I'm scrolling through these comments, and I see a mix of both. Like, a few people are saying I'm totally the opposite, and then some people are saying I'm totally with you.
Right.
And so one folks here says, I think I read that deep sleep phase of the cycle is physical body recovery time, and the REM phase is brain recovery time. So the original poster, the OP, nails the problem like right on the head with the
deep sleep.
Deep sleep.
Yeah.
Correct. So depression, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to fix their problem and say stop taking the medication that you feel is interrupting your sleep.
Sure.
But perhaps if there is any alternative to it, to seek it or to find it and see a
or
sleep
something
doctor.
you can add to it to help you.
Or the timing of the medication you take.
Right.
If the medication
slow release
is like something you take way before bedtime in the morning or the afternoon, that's better than right before bed, unless it's literally to fall asleep.
Yeah.
But then your natural sleep while you are taking medicine, like Ambien has a different name, and there was one other that's in the book, Why We Sleep. This guy, Matthew Walker, talks about it pretty in depth towards the end about what happens. So it's what the original poster is aware of, and very like they can listen to their body signals here. They're hearing their body signals. They're working out hard, and they need to sleep more. So it's very acute and excellent that they can recognize that. But mixed in with the depression and whatever the prescription they're taking is preventing them from getting good quality sleep.
Yeah.
And they have to increase the quality of their sleep. But how do you do that if you are taking prescription medications for depression? I'm not going to give a solution for that.
No.
But I will say to seek alternatives or
talk to your GP.
not your GP at all. Like
Don't talk to your GP.
That's got to be a different doctor, like a specialty doctor.
I don't know.
If it was
Talk to a doctor.
Yeah, because there's actually a process in here the Matthew Walker talked about, and it's like a CBDT maybe, or which is like a sleep therapy that they can put you through, and they actually take you off a lot of like they strictly limit what you eat and what you drink and some of your habits to get you sleeping better. But that's way more effective to get better quality sleep than actual sleep drugs. So if you're taking long-term sleep medications, then your risk of dying like increased 4 times over a 2.5-year period. It's ridiculous.
Some of these people say too, I would get your iron checked if you haven't recently, especially if you've increased your cardio.
I don't know what iron does, but I know when I give blood, my iron goes low. So I go to the low end of iron. So I take an iron supplement because I donate blood and platelets all the time. But I never felt like my cardio was bad because after a few days after donating, because my iron was depleted. But it could, some people can't donate blood because they don't have enough iron at all anyways. So that, that's just one more thing. So a simple blood test, that would be your GP.
Yeah.
Like go to your GP and hey, just check my blood.
This person also says maybe get your thyroid levels checked, TSH and TPO antibodies. I'm not sure what that is. But then they also continue with some advice. They say, but first, just rest. Don't fight it. Just go to sleep earlier. Work on sleep hygiene. Take some vitamin D in the morning. Spend more time relaxing and spend more time on relaxing and rewarding hobbies that are not on the computer.
Correct.
So vitamin D in the mornings.
And then getting off the screen before bed.
I've never heard the term sleep hygiene. That's kind of interesting.
I feel like that's kind of
interesting way to put it.
Maybe
like
sleep hygiene is like
what you're taking and what you're like consuming to help sleep, like vitamins and foods. And
is that a hashtag? I wonder.
Sleep hygiene.
I'm gonna check that out later.
Yeah.
Sleep hygiene. Yeah, because
should you take a shower before bed?
Actually, yes. If you have trouble sleeping,
take a shower before bed.
Yeah. So that's one of the things we even talked about the sleeping cool bit of episodes ago, which led me also in this book.
Oh yeah, right.
So when you go to sleep, temperature, the variance of temperature of your environment and your body can signal your body and brain it's time to sleep. So one of the things is you're to actually get you to go to sleep, your body vents your core temperature. Your body core temperature drops and then slowly returns throughout the course of the night. So if you were to take a hot bath and you get out of the bath and your skin looks really red and blotchy. Basically, that's blood vessels bringing blood to the surface of your skin. Now your epidermal skin is venting core temperature.
Letting heat out. Right. Yeah.
So if you're taking like that hot bath, like you relax for 10 minutes in the bath, you get warm. You get out, you dry your hair. It sucks if you have long hair because then you got to blow dry that. It's terrible. It's another process.
Sleeping with wet hair is the worst.
So then, and then go to bed. It's just you're stacking the odds that as you continue to vent that core temperature, you continue to do it and keep going to sleep. So you're kind of like, it's like you're pushing the boulder a little bit down that first slope and hoping that it just gains momentum.
It's like so you're saying you're like with taking the shower or a bath, you're like pre-venting.
Yeah.
You're like, let me start this vent cycle before I even get into the bed.
Correct, because then it's almost like you're tricking your brain with a very natural way, like, oh, we're venting core temperature. We're probably going to sleep. Here we go.
Right.
And then it just keeps going. So that's, but
because that's when you, with kids, it's like I mean, sometimes a kid needs a bath when they need a bath, but like generally bath is bath night, right? Like
I don't know.
For most kids, it's like you give them a bath after dinner because they're gonna make a mess, right?
Wrong.
Why do you keep saying wrong?
Because you keep saying right. It's one of my pet peeves.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We digress.
Yes. Anyways. It seems as if parents have been doing that maybe unknowingly. Because you give the child a bath at night is generally when you give a child a bath before they go to bed. It's a part of the bedtime routine.
Yeah.
But for adults, it's rare that a part of your bedtime routine is taking a shower or bathing yourself. You bathe yourself in the morning.
I mean, if you're gross and grimy, you feel that way, you'll do it. But as a habit to sleep, hard no.
Right.
Not at all.
It's just interesting at what point, I would assume probably when the child starts bathing themselves, do you decide, okay, now I need you to switch. I know you used to take all your baths in the morning, but now I need you to do them sorry, I know you used to do it at night, but now I need you to do it in the morning.
Wow. Yeah. So
we can learn from the babies, man. The way we treat babies is, I think, the way we need to treat ourselves.
That is so wrong.
I think it's so right.
Like when I say that's so wrong, babies have multiphasic sleep patterns. Like they actually need sleep multiple times a day. Versus, so I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I'm wide awake for at least 14 to 16 hours. But then I remember reading a book, the Untethered Soul. It's like, when they were talking about the babies, like, did you ever, like, a baby feels an emotion, then they let it go. Like, why let that emotion, that event block your energy?
Yeah.
Would you hold a baby? Would a baby feel guilty for being mad just a second ago? No, they're happy again.
Sure.
That's the kind of, I wish we could go back to that.
Yeah.
But not the multiphasic sleep. Like, hard no. Like, yeah, I like the adult. But so here we massive digression.
Well, we were talking about sleep hygiene.
Sleep hygiene. Excuse me, man. Hold on. I'll just.
And then this person. We were talking about this before we started recording. This person says, "I'm so tired after I work out for the first month or so. Then after that, I feel more energized." So kind of like they have a sleep deficit.
No, you're saying you read that wrong. So they're saying that they thought it was a thing for the first few weeks, but it's been a couple months and they still feel like it's.
Well, no, I'm saying that another commenter kind of said the opposite of that, almost implying like, yeah, I understand that the person who originally posted said that they've been doing this for 2 months and it hasn't helped, but then a person in the comments almost told them like, maybe you should
keep going,
like tough it out. Like you will get, maybe with the depression medication and all this other things that you're taking, it's just take your body longer to catch up to going back to wanting only a normal amount of sleep because it's getting used to working out.
That would beg to say, like, how often do you assess the medication that you take and to consult the physician that prescribed it to you?
I assume they
because
would.
If it's been a few months and it's for depression, but you are sleeping more, you have better habits, like maybe you don't need as much of the medication, because the sleep will turn things around. Sleep and diet and exercise absolutely turn things around with like blood pressure medication. People who have gone to a plant-based diet will tell you, man, I don't need the acid reflux stuff anymore. I don't need blood pressure medication anymore, as much of it. And a lot of that's turned around because of their health. So perhaps they're taking something that they could wean themselves off of, but then get better sleep and then really start to hit like a, that exponential growth of just feeling good.
Sure.
Like, man, is there a plateau on that exponential growth? Do you just feel good and go up and you just keep going, or is it like, hey,
I don't know.
no, this is as happy as you can get? I don't know.
That's an interesting question.
But at least you're gonna go on the top end of that scale
Yeah.
of happiness, of your personal happiness.
Yeah. I mean, it's and it's a hard question because when it does come to like medication and stuff like that, I'm not going to give any advice. Not that this person would ever hear our advice, but
No.
I thought this was kind of interesting. One person said this was a tip that their therapist gave them, and they said exorcist. That's a totally different topic. Exercise can be great for depression because of the endorphin rush, but it can get really knocked around by the endorphin crash. So this idea of like you're going to be coming down off of this endorphin rush. If that's the case, working out at night means that when the endorphins start to drop, you'd be like, you can go to sleep.
It's actually less conducive to work out at night than in the morning.
Yeah.
So if you're working out too close to bedtime, your core temperature goes up and stays up for hours. So the odds that you actually start to sleep after a real big workout are really low. So then you'll end up going to bed later, even if you're exhausted.
Yeah.
So you definitely, I mean, I'd say like an early or late afternoon workout. But I'm not sure I buy the endorphin rush thing.
Or the endorphin crash?
Crash, correct.
The rush or the crash.
Right.
You're saying poo-poo to both.
I mean, I don't really get runner's high, and I try to run.
I've got runner's high before.
But is there a crash after a runner's high?
I don't know. I usually just feel lightheaded. Maybe that's not runner's high. Maybe that's low blood pressure.
Sure, but so I would debate. I would need to see some sort of study or scientific stuff because I mean I work out and I not the same scenario and women do have more hormones going on in their body. So and am I a woman? No. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's equal. But then I just don't buy the endorphin crash.
Mm-hmm.
If you're well rested, maybe they're working out too hard and it's taking a toll on their bodies, so they do need to lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or get more rest time between their workouts, so that your body is just more energized and it doesn't just wipe you out.
Yeah.
But in essence, the quality of the deep sleep they get would absolutely have a multiplicative effect on their performance, on their emotional balance. Because when they say like, I'm exhausted, it's been a couple months, and I can emotionally feel it, that's sending them back kind of into the depression spiral.
Yeah.
You need the rest in order to stay in the happy mode, into positivity mode. Because that we talked about that in the previous, in the very first episode. The guy who was just like, I sleep awful. I have terrible sleep habits and I feel depressed. That seems to be what happens when you just are, at the end of your energy tank. It's hard to be positive.
Yeah.
You got to work at it, dude.
Well, I mean, the last question that the person who posted this, their last question is, the way they end this, they say, how do you deal with it to become a more functional human being and gym goer? And it's kind of interesting. To me, it's like maybe you should just focus on the human being part. Like maybe the gym goer part can take a back seat until you figure, there's more important things than going to the gym at the end of the day.
That is true. So, just hey, like let's slow down a few
You can't
minutes.
always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find
You
get what you need.
always sleep when you want, but when you try sometimes, you might just find you don't need caffeine. Sorry. You did that, not me.
I didn't do anything.
It's in my, I'm a Rodgers and Hammerstein baby. The moment you do that, I'm about to sing.
Okay.
Okay, so but truly, you're right. We call that's slowing down to speed up. So if that individual takes a few moments to okay, let's not go max. Let's look at my habits. Let's balance this out a bit. Let's go talk to my doctor and tell them what I'm experiencing, because this is months. Maybe I can work on this, and whether it's a change in their medical prescription stuff or the timing, or there is something else that they need help with, they can get that help. But once they are an effective gym goer, then boom, like that person is hitting their goals. They're running on full cylinders. They just need sleep superpowers. They're missing that deep sleep, like this, the core of superpowers, to achieve what they want to achieve.
Yeah. Well, I hope that they went out there and got some help for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, audience, thanks for hanging out with us. Again, my name is Mattman, Sir Capeslot, and this is Zach. And I do a lot of quoting of why we sleep, as well as Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson, Eat Smarter by Sean Stevenson. And if you're ever looking for
And Rolling Stones
stuff,
covers.
and I'll sing and dance. I've got a few of those too. But if you want to see the song and dance, you can find it at thesleepsuperhero.com, thesleepsuperhero.com, and also some of this content on fam.news. If you are interested in sleep and furniture, appliance, mattress industry stuff, check us out at the Fam. We've got a lot of great people. So stay tuned for next time and trying to awaken your superpowers.
Chowdy.